Marcin Held, Satoshi Ishii, Marcin Tybura. Trenuj w sprzęcie dla najlepszych. Wejdź na groundgame.com.
Yeah, pretty much the same as last time. So far, so good. I'm right in striking distance for tomorrow morning.
I know you've trained with Marlon Moraes in the past, so you know how good he is. What did you think of Corey's win over him in October?
Yeah, anybody can get a win over Marlon. I know they're a legit fighter. I thought that fight was rather close until the moment when he got knocked out with that spinning heel kick.
There's a lot going on at bantamweight. A lot of big names are going to be competing soon. What do you think should happen next for the belt after Aljo and Peter Yan and everyone else?
Yeah, I think the winner, me and Corey, are right there. Put on a good performance, and I could be fighting for that belt next.
How do you get the job done against Corey on Saturday?
Just be myself, go out there, listen to my coaches, and stick to the game plan.
Thank you, Frankie. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Alistair Bishop with MMA Republic.
Frankie, how are you, sir?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Fantastic. Thank you. Frankie, the first question I want to ask you, when it comes to weight classes, we've seen the trend mostly be guys going up in a weight division. You've made your way down a few now. What initially sparked the move to bantamweight?
My coaches have been, getting on me to go down for many, many years. And, having a couple losses there at the end of 45, I thought, if I was going to do it, now would be the time. And
would you say that that's almost reinvigorated your career, almost like a blank, fresh start?
Yeah, for sure. New challenges, guys that are more my size finally, first time in my career fighting guys that are my weight, even though, of course, he's a lot taller than me, but he's not going to be that much heavier than me.
And you mentioned Corey there. Did you ever imagine that you'd be 3 weight divisions down from where you started, going alongside a youngster on the rise, also with title aspirations, and you're almost within reach of a title shot?
Yeah, I mean, I always set high goals for myself. So no matter what weight division I'm in, I've always been at the top, and bantamweight's no different.
And you mentioned he's a bit taller. Do you think stylistically this is a good matchup for you to remind people of the skills Frankie Edgar still possesses?
Yeah, anytime you fight a guy that's ranked as high as Corey, it's coming up in the ranks, and you get a win over him, that's going to definitely show everybody that I still belong.
And the last one from me, Frankie, bit of a double sword. I wanted to ask about the longevity in your career. What do you credit that to, and what advice would you have for youngsters on the way up?
I think what I credit to that is the team I surround myself with, my passion for fighting, and how I take care of myself. I'm always in the gym, always trying to improve. And I guess just to what I give to guys coming up is make sure you love this sport. If you love this sport, it's like that adage, you don't work a day in your life.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Frankie. I know you just yesterday celebrated your 14th anniversary for your first UFC fight. I think I remember talking to you around that fight. What do you remember most about that night with Tyson Griffin and earning a Fight of the Night award in your first appearance in the UFC?
What I remember most, I remember winning a fight and going up in the stands, because that's what I used to do back in Jersey when local shows. I'd win the fight and I'd go up in the stands, and people started grabbing at me, asking for my picture, and I was taken back, man. I wasn't expecting that.
Can you kind of put into words, like when you get tagged in something like that? Because I know we've talked a lot about your career longevity and the fact that you're still at the top of a division, 14 years later. I mean, I know maybe you'll think about this more when your career is over, but is it kind of crazy to think about the body of work you have put in over these last 14 years?
It is, for sure. You don't want to go back and smell the roses too much, but it is good to look back and see, what you accomplished in your career. And, I do have quite a resume, and the fact that I'm still here spanning 3 weight classes is definitely a testament to the type of person I am.
I know winning another divisional title has been a big goal of yours for a while now, but I'm curious, A lot of people say, you are a future Hall of Famer. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point. But does that matter to you? Do things like that matter to you in terms of when it's all said and done, the way you're remembered for your career? Like, do you want to be a Hall of Famer, or do you not want to campaign for something like that?
I don't think you're supposed to campaign for it yourself. People should put you there because you deserve it. And yeah, I mean, when you're all said and done, you do have the accolades and you're recognized for what you have accomplished is always nice. And it's something I will enjoy later on in life. But I'm not going to sit there and campaign for it. I think other people have to do that for me.
When you look at your resume, I mean, obviously nothing against anybody else who's ever fought in the UFC, but do you feel like that's been a big mark of your careers? Because when you come in on day one, you're fighting a guy in Tyson Griffin who had a lot of hype in him, day one coming in and fighting a guy like that. And I don't know have you ever faced an unranked opponent? I'm trying to think, like, throughout your entire career, it seems like you always face kind of like the top guys, which is kind of rare these days, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what kept me on my toes. Everybody I fought has been great. It kind of gives you that little bit of fear of who you're fighting. It makes you sure you're preparing the right way and you're constantly working on your skills.
And last one for me, I know this isn't the fight you're ahead of you with Corey Sandhagen, but considering everything you've gone through and everything you've done, switching divisions, now you're here at bantamweight, what would it mean to you at this point in your career? 39 to become a UFC champion again. Like, what would that mean to you now? Thinking about your first one when you beat BJ Penn, you held that title for the first time. What would it mean now to become a champion?
Yeah, that would just be amazing. It would be the cherry on top of all of it. Everything would come full circle. It would show that all the work I put in through the years, came to fruition, and I was able to achieve my ultimate goal. But, first things first, I got to take care of Saturday.
Thanks, Frankie.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Cody Cruz with For the Win MMA.
Hi, Frankie. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. Thank you for your time. Well, you've said in multiple interviews that you'll go till the wheels fall off, that your goal is right now to get back into title contention. Looking back at all the roads traveled in this conceptual vehicle, what would you say are the fondest experiences fighting for the UFC?
The experiences, obviously the big wins, winning the title are always great, but, just the people I met along the journey is probably the best thing, and the experiences that come with that. This is a great sport. I love what I do. I get up in the morning and I'm not dreading going to the gym.
Well, since you've been very adamant about your mentality and goals to this day, has the talk of retirement has been something more recurring at this stage of your career? Is it, I don't know, maybe this kind of response that you're giving till the wheels fall off, it's some sort of a slap on the table, so to speak, on what you really want to do with your career?
Yeah, it just comes with getting older in sports. I'm sure Tom Brady hears it all the time. I've been hearing it probably since I've been 35, and that's just what it is. And nothing I could do about it. I get older, and time goes by. It's just what it is, and I just got to keep performing and not worrying about what people want me to do or ask me what I'm going to do.
Well, as you said earlier, you're really confident coming into this fight. You respect Corey Sandhagen. How do you think the smaller cage will affect your game on game night, on fight night? I mean, do you believe that it will play to your advantage?
I don't know, man. I feel like, if you fight a guy in a football field or a telephone booth, the better guy should win the fight. And I think I'm the better guy, so that's what I plan on doing.
That's a fair point, sir. You recently had to stay in Colombia in South America to treat an injury, right? Can you comment on your experience getting that treatment there? What's so different about doing it in Colombia?
Yeah, I was in Medellin, Colombia with BioAccelerator. I got some stem cell treatment. The place was top notch, top of the game. And, I definitely felt some benefits. And I'm looking forward to see how much better it will help in the near future.
While you were there, you had the chance to share some of your time with the young people who are part of a boxing program, as I saw. Can you share some of that experience with the Colombian children?
Yeah, Boxeo, Pariel, Boxeo. I may be saying that wrong, but it was up in Comuna 13, and we got to go up there and see just young kids working on boxing, staying out of trouble. And me and Kamar Usman got to go up and teach them some stuff, and working on helping them out with some other things as well.
Final question from me. We've been talking a lot about trilogies lately since Connor, Dustin and all that. But you, sir, you have a trilogy of your own, which is amazing in its own right. how would you say it would compare this time around, your trilogy, to the one that we're expecting now with Connor and Dustin?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, the trilogy was good. Their trilogy, we'll see if it's good. I mean, they got one apiece. Me and Gray had some pretty epic fights, man. So yeah, it's always good to see some competitive battles.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Good luck on Saturday.
We'll take our next questions from Sumit Data with Sportskeeda.
Hey, Frankie, hope you're doing well.
How you doing?
So this will be your second fight in bantamweight. You're coming off a beautiful victory from your last fight, but now you face a top contender in Cody Hagen, who is in the driver's seat to get the title shot. But for you, do you believe that this is a title eliminator, or do you think you need to eventually get that third victory and then aim for the title shot?
Yeah, I think where I'm at in my career, a win over Corey will definitely get me a title shot.
You're obviously the veteran coming into this fight, a former champion. Corey, on the other hand, is the young up-and-comer but already has a few impressive wins on his resume. What do you think are the aspects to his game that make him a dangerous opponent?
Yeah, he's a dangerous opponent. He's got unorthodox style on his feet. He's got a savvy jiu-jitsu game. He's tall, long, and rangy. Definitely pushes the pace. I'm gonna have my hands full on Saturday night.
The bantamweight division, we know, is very stacked at the minute. There are a lot of exciting fighters to watch out for, yourself included. Now, another former champion in TJ Dillashaw is making a return soon. What do you think of his comeback? Will add to this division?
Yeah, it just adds more to this stacked division as it is. Obviously being a former champion, he's a very skilled fighter. This division's deep, and it's just gonna get deeper.
Could you possibly be interested in fighting him in the future, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of worried about Corey, obviously, but I'm down for a big fight. So yeah, I'm game for anybody.
Last question for me. At this stage of your career, you decided to drop down to bantamweight. You've competed at 155, then at 145, and now here you are at 135. Is there any secret to this longevity of yours that made you decide that you're going to drop down a few weight classes?
Yeah, I think the fact that when I fought at 55, I cut 0 weight. At 45, I cut very minimal weight. So now I'm finally kind of cutting weight compared to everyone else. I'm probably even not the biggest guy at 35, so that definitely gave me the ability to do that.
Well, I look forward to a fight this weekend, and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll take our next question from Nikita Gorshanin with Sport Express.
Thank you. Big honor to ask you questions. Frankie, only 2 guys in UFC history have 5 fights winning streaks in 2 weight division. It's you and Damian Maia. It's crazy accomplishment. You won 5 fights in a row in lightweight and 5 fights in a row in featherweight. It's crazy. Frankie, my question is, in what period of time in your UFC career you were the happiest man? When you was in maximum flow and you were the happiest man?
I mean, I've been happy the whole time, man. Obviously there's ups and downs in your career, but I've always kept a pretty positive attitude. Like I said, I enjoy what I do. There's no difference between 55, 45, 35 to me. It's all the same. I'm still competing, still fighting the best guys. So it's all been a joy to me.
Frank, your coach Mark Henry have this code word for some combinations. Do you remember the most funniest code that he has for you for some combination, maybe some shot? I don't know.
I mean, we switch it up so much, and I'm not ready to give up the secret sauce. So I'm not really going to share the codes too much. But yeah, we switch it up so much. We've done Korean, Japanese, Russian, Portuguese. I mean, we've done everything.
Frankie, do you remember in your career your finish when you won not by something by game plan, but it was on a hunch, but gut instinct, and you won fight just in second of improvisation? Was that such win for you? You proud of?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of fights, man. So to go back and just one on improvisation, I think a lot of times I've been rocked, those Maynard fights. Sometimes even in the Ben Henderson fights, I was kind of rocked pretty good, and I just had to improvise and go on some guts and glory. But luckily, I have good coaches in my corner, and and I always zero in on them and be able to listen to their instructions.
Frankie, thank you so much. Good luck and the win. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We'll take our next set of questions from Pablo Santamaria with For the Win Podcast.
Hey, Frankie, can you hear me?
Yep, got you.
Okay, the first thing I want to ask you is that you've been successful on lightweight, featherweight, and now on bantamweight. What's the main key of being of have that success all over your career?
I just think approaching training the right way, taking care of my body, and enjoying what I do. I definitely do everything the right way. I make sure I never in that cage not prepared.
Okay, you have faced a lot of big names, huge fighters. I mean, with good strategy and stuff like that. Where do you rank Cody and Hagen amongst your rivals?
Yeah, I mean, he's right up there with some of the best guys I fought. Obviously his ranking says that, his resume says that, and he's got a future ahead of him too in this sport. So yeah, he's one of the best guys I fought as well.
Sure. Do you think your wrestling will be a key to get the victory?
Yeah, I think my wrestling is something I try to utilize in every fight, and that's something that could definitely come to play.
For sure. And what's your prediction for the fight?
Yeah, my prediction is a victory. I'm not really one to sit there and pick how it's going to go or what way it's going to go, but I'm going to get my hand raised.
You're a legend, like I said before. Would you like to send a message to your up-and-coming fighters here in Latin America?
Yeah, to the two fighters out there, just stay in the grind, get after it, and no secret to success. It's hard work. So the harder you work, the more you gain.
Thank you very much for your time, Frankie, and good luck on the fight.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Augusto Niesgay with Somos MMA.
Hey, Frankie, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Great, thank you. Frankie, yesterday was the anniversary of your UFC debut, as we have been talking. I want to know, back in those days, did you ever imagine such a successful career?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was still working as a plumber in my first fight in UFC. I think into my third fight in UFC, I was still working full-time as a plumber. So I really didn't know what to expect, but I always set high goals for myself. So I'm not overly surprised, but yeah, I don't know if I expected this.
Which was the hardest part of that life, working as a plumber and also training for MMA?
Yeah, working as a plumber is much harder, man. It's snowing in Jersey right now, and I used to have to get up early in the morning and working that cold. I'd much rather go get punched in the head a little bit.
Frankie, if you had to make a top 3 of the fights that you enjoyed the most in the UFC, which ones would you choose?
That's tough, but I would say obviously winning the title, the Gray Maynard fight, the third Gray Maynard fight with the finish, and maybe Yair fight.
Okay, and my last one, I'm talking about the fight on Saturday. What do you need to be careful with Cody and Hagen?
I should just be careful with his length and range and his unorthodox, his awkwardness, I guess you could say.
Okay, thank you very much, Frankie, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Jay Anderson with Stateside Press.
Hey, thanks very much, Frankie. Welcome back. Just a couple from me. I wanted to start, ESPN did a feature on you recently where they called your success in the UFC improbable. And, you've been the underdog in a bunch of fights, but it doesn't seem improbable that you continue to win. Do you still feel like the underdog? Do you carry that mentality into your fights?
I don't think I'm the favorite many times in my fights, especially as the older I get, it seems like. So it seems natural. It's kind of normal to me. I can't help but everyone seems to bring up the fact that I'm underdog. So, that puts the pressure on this guy. He's supposed to go in there. If you look at the line, he's supposed to go in there and walk through me, which is kind of laughable a little bit.
And you touched on it a little, and I know it's putting the cart before the horse, but at 39, if you do get that title shot and if you do get a second reign, have you thought about what that plan would be? Would you want to stick around and defend a couple of times, or would you think, hey, you know what, now's the time to ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, as long as I'm obviously I'd still be competitive. I'm the champion. As long as my body's good, I'd probably still fight, man. Like I said, I do enjoy this.
And last one for me, you mentioned football and Tom Brady. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl?
I'm obviously pulling for the old guy, but the Chiefs look pretty good. So we'll see. I'm pulling for Brady.
All right. Well, best of luck this weekend, Frankie.
Thank you.
We'll take our last set of questions from Martina Celuje with InTheCage.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm fine. So I have three questions. First of all, I would like to know, what do you think about Petr Yan, bantamweight champion, about his skills and cage game?
Yeah, I think he's a good fighter. Very good stand-up. Good cardio. Very technical fighter.
Okay. How do you see his fight with Aljamain Sterling, who you got in this fight?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I think Petr Yan still has some things we don't know about him. I think Aljo has a very good takedown game. To me, it comes down to who could establish where the fight goes. I think if Aljo is able to secure takedowns, he'll win.
In your opinion,
if he can't,
sorry.
Cut me off. No, then I think if it stays on the feet, I think Petr Yan will win. But
okay.
We'll see.
Okay, and in your opinion, who's the best boxer in UFC history?
Oh, I don't know. Best boxer UFC history. James Toney. No. I would say, that's a tough one. Max is looking really good. Dustin looks really good. Yeah, I'd say one of those guys maybe.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.